Alright, this is Johnny Bergen with another Chicago Blues guitar lesson. Next week is Christmas on Monday, and I'm not going to do a lesson, so I've done a lesson every Monday for all of 2023 except for Christmas. And I just want to thank all you guys for watching, hanging with me all this time. It's been a great click, and I'm going to keep on rocking in 24. So tell your friends about this channel, about these lessons. Join me on Patreon, and keep checking them out. So thanks a lot. Just wanted to say that off the top. Right now we're talking about My Kind of Blues by B.B. King. Probably, maybe my very favorite B.B. record. Yes. Let's start at the beginning. It's in A. It has a real nice medium tempo to it. You can just use your third finger, bend on the E string, you can bend on the G string. See if you can get that. Then you got to reach out with your third finger. You could use your pinky. A lot of guitar players, teachers might tell you to use your pinky. Use your pinky there on the 8th fret of the B string, or use your third finger. Third finger, pinky. And then you got to get a good vibrato and a sting on there. On the quick change, he does the same thing. And then the reason I'm using my third finger is because it's easier for me to bend with my third finger. The third time around, you're going to bend. See if you can do that. So you bend. Whoop, that was a little too high, wasn't it? And sometimes when it does the bend, he'll go like that. And you definitely saw, like Edson Funderburg and Jimmy Vaughn, or pick up on all that. Not just, they kind of went, sounds kind of like you're calling, doesn't it? So if you're wondering what I did, I just went right back the way I came. So, pinky if you want. So I bent it up, whole step, and then let it fall down, pulled it off, ended here. And then he's like, oh, okay, so you like that? Well, now I'm going to jazz it up for you. That's what you got so far. Kind of like the big guitar Reb when he was like this. That. So that's from last week. But anyways. Yeah. I'm going to do that real slow. Everything's based off the 8th fret and the 7th fret. And then on the G string, you have 7th bend, 7th unbend. 5th fret. And then, so here's what you got so far. I'll do that real slow. This is on the B string, 5 and 8. And then 5 and 7. And then you have E string and B string. And then that's your root on the D string. So real slow. Notice the little weight there. It's not that. And then you got to jump with your first finger. That's a great lick in itself. So this is, you just got to jump strings with your first finger. So that's first finger 5th fret, third finger 7th fret, first finger G string. And now we're right into 4. Something like that. So this time, So far we've been like right in here in this A area, right? Now we're going to go up to this spot. Notice he's never here with your playing off with in front of your first finger. He's just really working in here. I'm getting ahead of myself a little bit, but he's got these great ways of getting from this area, which we're about to talk about, to this area. So this, I think of this as like a D minor chord. And moved all the way up. Where's your root, right? 3rd fret D string. So, if you wanted to make this an A chord, you need this note to be an A. So there's the A right here. And then you get into BB and Johnny Little John and all these. This is where the good stuff is with your 3rd finger on the root, 10th fret B string. First finger goes back 8th fret, 9th, 10th. So this is cool because you've got a bend and then you unbend it and vibrato that. Later on in Pawnbroker, he makes you wait and then does the bend. But check that out at Pawnbroker, Mr. Pawnbroker, which is also on this record. But that's why I wanted to do this one first, because it's a little bit easier. And then he answers it with like, ooh, I meant that so bad. Kind of the same notes, just a little bit of a different rhythm. Yeah. Does that make sense? And this, we've talked about this. There's so many songs just built on this. There's that one Freddie King song that the whole thing is like, dun, 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 dun. And then later on, Albert Collins and Fenton Robinson had those songs of Freeze and all that. It's all based on this. You have 5 and 5. So you kind of roll a little bit with your first finger. You don't need to do this. You just do this. Then jump over. This is what's so great about guitar. You can get all this expression by playing notes in different places. Can't do that on a piano, right? I've said that before. So and then I did a little tug up here. Not quite this. Kind of just didn't feel like it was complete, did it? Try a little tug, just a tiny, tiny, tiny tug. If it's hard for you to push this up with your first finger, you could even stick your elbow out a little bit. You don't need to do all that though. I tell people when they do the first finger bends, they can stick their elbow out a little bit. But you don't have to do all the way up. You just do a little tug. So, here's what you got so far. Try to make it bounce. I was a little late there. So that's where we're at. We're sliding into that 5. Notice how this note, when you bend this note, that's fine. But when you unbend it, it fits really well in the 5. Why? Because it's the 7th of your 5 chord. It's the D over an E chord. Sounds good. And now, how do you make it back to here and back to here, right? That's what he did. Something real slick. He just moved kind of like lightning, man. And guess what? This is a D note too. So it's like you're traveling from this E chord to this E chord. And BB plays this chord a lot. Like he plays it in You Done Lost Your Good Thing Now. He'll actually go. something like that. He'll actually play that chord. He doesn't play a lot of chords, but he'll play that chord and he'll just go chink, play a 6 or a 7th like that. So anyway, you got, so you got a slide. It's a pull off and a slide like that. And then you can't rest on your laurels. You got to keep going. Part of this note. That's the 7th. This is 5, 5, and 7. Then we're on the 4. Where'd you think Magic Sam got it, huh? Here's Magic Sam. Here's BB. Pick fingers, that's all. And then which is pretty classy too, isn't it? Nice way to wrap things up. So notice a lot of times it's pentatonic, but he's never just going up and down the scale, you know. Very rarely. It's like that's cool. So I'm going a little too fast here. Here we go. Or it's kind of, I think of it like a ladder, like that. It's kind of zigzagging down. It's not going straight down. Roll. That's all straight down. Now back up. I'll try that again. And when you hit that note, get the second finger behind it and give it some. That's cool. This is just the T-bone stuff, right? Right? It's like 1, 4, 1. Well, so does he do this on the 1? And then on the 4, he go, because this note all pretty much is screaming out. We're on the 4 now. So that's the intro to the song. So for the solo, pretty much all these ideas that are in the intro or in the solo, he's just like, he takes them further in the solo. He does that going into the 4 rather than instead of going into the 5. And then you can really get a lot of stuff out of this. It doesn't have to be all the time. I like that. And then a stop. The loud silence. So anyway, I didn't even get to the solo, but I'm a big believer in really learning the intros well. So there's a lot to it. And I'm going to leave you with that for now. Have a great new year, and thanks for being with me this whole year. I'll be back in 2024.